to Crossplay, our video game podcast here at the Whatnauts. It is Saturday, January 15th, 2022. And coming up on today's show, we're kind of playing catch up on some news from the past couple of weeks here. So we're hitting some of the highlights, including, if you have not heard, E3 is switching to an all digital event again this year. The PSVR 2 got announced and more, but we'll get to that in just a bit. My name is Kyle Springer and I am joined by Alan Busby. Alan, what's up?
Oh, hello. Hello.
Hello indeed. And returning guest, Calvin Dimas. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Happy to be here as always.
Oh yeah, we are happy to have you, dude. It's strange, 'cause, like, you and I, we've spoken on Discord and stuff. You've been here on multiple crossplay shows before, but I haven't met you until now. And
yeah, that is correct.
I've always been gone or sick or who knows what. And yeah, it's good to actually meet you and get to talk some video games
for sure
with you. Yeah. So how has your week been? What have you been up to this week besides video games?
So my day job is in digital marketing. I work in search engine optimization, and it's just been getting everything in my day job going for 2022. As far as something more video game adjacent, I've been trying to figure out where I want to go with my TikTok plan. I started launching TikTok videos covering the video game news in like a very short, like, hey, here's what the news story is. Here's why it matters. The end. And so figuring out, what I want to do with that.
Oh yeah. We just started our TikTok here at the Whatnauts. Nothing so sophisticated as like, here's the news and here's why it matters. It's just here's our little short clip. Watch our podcast, please. Stuff like that. So yeah, good luck with that, dude. That's a bold new frontier. All that stuff. Alan, what's up with you and your cat that just jumped up behind you on the couch?
Oh yeah, he'll probably lay on the blanket. So this is another side note. So like, obviously, if you follow me on Twitter, I was sick for quite a long time, like just right at holiday time for like several weeks. And I actually had a haircut scheduled during that time. But since I was sick, I was like, well, I'm not going to go out in public. I'm not going to get my stylist sick. I'm not anything else. So I like on the video version stream, I very obviously need a haircut at this point. But and I'm very clearly not sick anymore, obviously. But I'm kind of just going to let it grow until it just bothers me again, which won't take very long because my hair doesn't grow long. It grows thick. So it won't take very long, but we're going to see how strong the willpower is, which is not very much.
Yeah, you guys both got this like cowlick wave flip thing here in front.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
But Calvin, is yours natural or is it product?
It's a mixture of both. So I actually just got my hair cut yesterday. It's funny that you bring that up. But yeah, before I got it cut, it was like, and then I was like, hey, I kind of like the wish, but like a little bit more stylized. He's like, I got you. So, but yeah, this is like years of training. It kind of goes this shape when I wake up, but the product definitely refines it for sure.
See, I never use product. This is just what my hair does. Because I have this giant, massive cowlick right here. That just keeps all of my hair up right there. So like if I need
that's kind of nifty though, because like it's not getting in your eyes, like it's not like all sweaty and get it's just like, let's just stay out of there.
Like so like on the stream, that's why you see like it's up here, but then like because my hair's getting longer, that's why you see it just kind of like goes down the wave there, because my cowlick is just such a big source of strength that it just holds up most of my hair on its own.
Really doing the most for sure. Doing the most work.
It's putting in the work.
I have two cowlicks on each side, but they're small. And so there's just not much that I can do. And so it's just like, I'm just going to put it straight down.
Like it's just down.
Boring. Yeah. That's just me, boring.
Yeah. It takes a lot of product to make my hair go the other way. Like I put so much product to make my hair wave back the other way, which looks good, but it doesn't. Like you see without any product, my hair just wants to go back that way. So it just goes, it's like a surfing wave. There it goes.
There you go. Well, last little bit of update before we get into the bulk of the show. Have you guys heard of this show, Yellow Jackets?
I saw you tweeting about it. What is that,
same.
Kyle?
Yes, so I am a huge fan of Lost. That's one of my favorite shows of all time. I actually saw Patrick Klepek tweeting about this show. I think he was responding to Lucy J. James or who knows what, but he was tweeting about the show and was like, I know you guys have said that this show really reminds you of Lost, but I finally started watching it. I'm 2 episodes in, and holy shit, why was I not watching this sooner? It's a show on Showtime, and it really reminds me of Lost. Like, they pay a lot of homages to that, but it's about this high school girls soccer team that is on their way to nationals, and their plane crashes in, I believe, the Canadian wilderness. And see, they stole our space base thing that you guys heard at the start of the stream, maybe.
All right,
but yeah. So they crash in Canada, and they are trapped there for 18 months. And that happens in like 1996. And then the second half of the show takes place in more modern day times, 25 years later. And so in modern day times, like, they're trying to keep it a secret of like what happened to them and all that stuff and all the craziness that went down. Okay. And it turns out that they went all like Lord of the Flies and turned cannibals.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah. And so they like ended up escaping somehow, or like getting back into a normal life, but now someone has found out and is starting to like blackmail them and stuff like that. So it's just it's a wild show. The finale, so we're recording this on Saturday night. The finale for season 1 is tomorrow night.
Okay.
So I'm stoked. I'm all caught up. That's what I've been doing today. It's a great show. Highly recommend it.
You mentioned on the Captain's Log. You mentioned on the Captain's Log, are you going to try to beat your record for how much time you spent watching TV this year versus last year?
Ooh, yeah. I'm not necessarily trying to beat the record, but I am trying to like log all of my stuff to see how much time I spent on my ass wasting my life watching movies and TV and comics and stuff like that. Man. So yeah, it's good. The show is on Showtime.
Showtime.
You might have to pay an extra bit to get the Showtime app, or get the thing on Hulu or stuff like that. But I think there's also a free 1-month trial if you haven't used it. So now would be the time if you're.
So it's nowhere else
as of right now. No, because it's still brand new.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but it is good. I recommend it. It is a Kyle show. It is good.
Kyle show.
I don't know why you reminded me of that. So like, I remember recently, Amy found out that, was it Final Destination 5 or one of them was on Netflix or something. And she was like, hey, Final Destination. Cause like, I really like Final Destination 3 a whole bunch. And she booted up and watched it. And man, I don't know if like they're all that bad, but like I was watching it and like I remember FD3 being really good, and especially 1 and 2 especially. But man, watching 5, I was like, this movie kind of like sucks. Like it's kind of bad.
Interesting.
Like, I'm afraid to go back and watch my old ones and be like, I don't want to watch it and be like, yeah, these are kind of bad.
Sometimes it's just best to leave it to nostalgia. Just be like, man, I really liked that back in that day, but let's watch something else.
Yeah, that's what Space Jam was. Amy never watched Space Jam, so I had her watch it, and she was like, "This movie's trash." She was like, "This movie sucks," and I was like, "You know what? It is."
No, this movie's a banger, and my childhood revolves around it.
Well, because she was complaining. She's like, "This movie is so stupid. Like, this movie's so bad." And I told her, well, like, I don't know, like I remember it being good. Like, well, back then Amy was really good. I'm like, and I'm just sitting here looking like a damn fool. Like, no, trying to defend it.
What was her thoughts on the soundtrack though? Like that's what it really is, like the defining question.
She did not mention the soundtrack.
That could be a good thing because it wasn't bad. She didn't bring it up.
No news is good news, as I'm always told.
Right? So let's start talking about some video games and all of that stuff. Calvin, let's start with you. What have you been playing? Let's do it.
I've been jumping around a lot through. Go ahead.
Hold on one sec. We've not done a regular show in some time that I am starting to forget all of the stuff that we do here. But we have a jingle that we play for what we've been playing. There we go. So Calvin, what have you been playing?
So I've been jumping around through Game Pass, but the most recent thing I re-picked back up was Yakuza Like a Dragon. So okay. I've only played through Yakuza 0. I know the other games are fantastic. I know that whole series of Yakuza games is fantastic, but I know Like a Dragon was divisive because it had the RPG turn-based combat. But I like it. I think it feels fast. I think it. I'm only early on, so it's nothing like I'm not really having to like think and coordinate. I really have one character to manage. But if you haven't played that game, just like a heads up, like the first hour or two is a little slow, it seems like, and there's like this really like gut punch of backstory for a character that I was not expecting. I was like, oh, this is heavy, Doc. Like what's going on here? Which is Yakuza games. They get deep, they get heavy, they get crazy. Sure. So I'm excited to get into like the wacky parts of it though.
The phone sex minigame. I always remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've only played Yakuza 1, and yeah, they just have some ridiculousness in those games. They're so much fun. I remember doing one quest where you're like talking with this girl who works at this like bar. She's a sex worker, and at the end of the quest she rewards you with like this live action video of her in this like scantily it's basically a softcore solo porn, and I was just sitting there like, what is this game? This is wild. It's ridiculous. So
I mean, rest in peace, Ignacio. Like, I started Yakuza 0 and I got like halfway through and then I never went back to it. I own Like a Dragon, haven't started it. I don't own Judgment, but I own Lost Judgment and haven't started that one. So Ignacio would be super upset. So
yeah. So how far are you in on Yakuza? You said you're still at the start.
Yeah, I'm maybe like level 5, maybe 2 or 3 hours. I mean, I'm super early in, so I know like that those games can be meaty if you do all the side quests, do all the content. You don't have to, obviously. If you don't want to build race cars as a side quest, you don't have to, but you totally can. What blew me away though is that this isn't anything new, but they have some of the old Sega titles that you can play in full function in the game. Like I think Lost Judgment has Sonic Fighters, which is like a super rare Sonic the Hedgehog fighting game. It's awful, but it's super rare. It's hard to find. I actually have played the arcade cabinet, which is really cool to brag about. But and nice. A Dragon,
humble brag,
yeah. And Like a Dragon, they have Virtua Fighter 2 and 5, and I'm not too keen on like what time for most of the games came out in. The Virtua Fighter 5 looks like 360 PS3, so it's wild to play a PS3 360 game. I may not be right on that within a new game that's like emulating it. It's just like the way that technology works is just super bonkers to me.
It's cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
I can't believe you're 2 hours in and you're level 5. Like what even is that level to time ratio?
He's exploring, dude.
There's a lot of cutscenes. A lot of cutscenes.
You leveled up 4 times in 2 hours. I don't know. I need my money back.
No, I mean that's why I have Game Pass.
No, though. I know.
Best deal in gaming.
Hey, I actually, so like to segue as a small story, I saw someone get harassed on Twitter that I follow and follows me, that she was enjoying Game Pass a lot, and somebody was like adding her with like, oh, you're a fake gamer, you're playing games from the past and stuff. So like, me, I did the bad thing. I jumped in, not like aggro style, but I was like, dude, even as a Sony fanboy, like even I admit Game Pass is like it is literally such a good deal that like I'm legit kind of jealous of it. But like Game Pass is great because there's nothing better than playing old games of the past. And the person replies to me of, PlayStation fanboy, you also sound like a fake gamer. Like, all right, we're done here. I'm not going to respond to that.
God, the console wars.
Console wars. I will say to that real quick is you do get new games on Game Pass as well.
Yeah.
Like Halo and Forza were brand new games that you didn't have to pay $1 for if you already had Game Pass. So it's not just old games. It's new games too.
Such a good deal.
There you go. Good stuff. Have you been playing something else, or has Yakuza been the one that's captured your attention? So
I haven't played a Yakuza. I've actually been still adjusting that third shift and doing a lot of other personal stuff. I've actually been working through my backlog of games that I've been buying on sale over like the last year and a half. And I got through like a good 7 of them, and then I bought 9 more. So, I'm actually 2 more in the hole. So it's great.
Okay.
The only 2 I really want to mention is I actually just finished Blasphemous. I actually just got the platinum for that game. And man, what a strange game that was. So I don't know too much about the lore, but like Blasphemous, like the story is kind of like pilgrimage, like about a pilgrimage, miracles, kind of biblical references and religious like symbolism. And like, I'm not a very religious person myself. So like I see things in the game and I have no idea what's happening. I get items that have like a lore option and they have like a bit of lore description before you get to the ability. And literally I'll get a new item and it'll have like a service level lore. And it's just me scrolling to the bottom to be like, what's its effect? And people be like, oh yeah, the Holy Father and the first miracle. And I'm like, dude, can I just get my ending already? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. But the gameplay is
interesting.
Yeah, the gameplay is super solid. Kind of reminds me of Hollow Knight, and only in the fact that like Blasphemous came out and the devs added a lot of like they added some like optional bosses, extra content, more items, extra areas, which is super fantastic. Like they update things where they rearrange levels, they rearrange like positions of enemies or rebalance like some of the damage. The game is really great. The combat is super addicting. But yeah, just that story and lore I feel like the kids in the Charlie Brown show where the adults talk.
What was that giant baby? So we're showing the like trailer of this game on here, and there's like a giant baby with a blindfold and his eyes were bleeding.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah, it's
looks like he has a cone on his face.
Yeah, it's super strange. It's super strange looking. Like
it's weird.
It's got really good sprite art though.
Oh yeah, the sprite art is fantastic. The game looks really good. Yeah, there's a cutscene at the very beginning of the game where you beat the first boss, and you kill the boss, and there's a cutscene of your character with his helmet where the boss is bleeding, and your character takes off their helmet. He fills it with blood, and then he puts it back on, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like,
just smile and wave. Just
be like, all right, let's go to the next boss. But yeah, that's Blasphemous. I'm actually done with it, so I'm not playing it anymore. But yeah, really, really great game.
Cool.
The only other one I want to mention that I don't have a lot in is Amy and I have been kind of teaming up where I play a single player game of my own, and then her and I play a game together. We just finished River City Girls together, so Amy pitched we play Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch from 2011. And man, we're only like an hour and a half in. We're still technically in like the beginning prologue stuff, like very early on. So Amy played our first day of it. So when we played again, I play it. And let me tell you, like I'm playing this game and I can't tell you how many times I've grown because the game just is so outdated. It's kind of obnoxious. The character that's giving you all this exposition is just aggressively annoying that I'm like, oh my God, how long is this game? We're playing this?
Have you played the second one?
No, Amy did.
Okay.
Amy played the second one. She didn't finish it, so she wants to play the first one. I didn't play either of them. I tried playing Ni no Kuni back when it came out, and I got maybe like a day's worth of sessions a day worth of a session into it, and I just was like, yeah, this isn't working, Chief, and I was out. Man, like,
Interesting.
I know it's a product of its time, but like, I get so annoyed when a character's like, the main character Ollie you play as, the character will go, Ollie, we have to go find you a wand, and it's that very exaggerated anime thing where Ollie goes, like, he like excessively bobs his head, like
let's do it.
Stop, like literally half his body bends over, like, please stop. You don't need to do that.
Is about the friends you make along the way.
Oh my god, yeah. So I don't know how long the game will take, and
70 hours.
I feel like I'm gonna suffer. I don't even know if I want to actually spend more time going for the platinum. Probably not.
I feel like from what I remember hearing about that game, it's generally well liked, but there are some mixed feelings in there of like, okay, this system is not the best. But I think I also remember hearing like halfway in, like it switches the gameplay style, right?
I have
that
no idea.
Ni no Kuni 2. There's
I don't know.
One I think becomes more of like a Pokemon like collector, like you get
Ni no Kuni already feels like it's Pokemon. You're already trying to collect these familiars, and you literally send it out in battle in place of you, and I was like, hey, look, it's Pokemon.
Interesting. Yeah, I haven't played them, but I also know that people really enjoy the art in that, since the first one, Studio Ghibli helped out on the artwork.
Yeah,
so there's at least
the animated cutscenes look really good, but like the in-game cutscenes look, yeah, you can tell it's old. It's it didn't age very well. I don't think so.
I gotcha.
So yeah, that's what I've been playing.
I've been jumping around in Game Pass too, much like Calvin here. I've been playing The Gunk. The Gunk, the one that I was hoping on our fantasy league would get me some extra points and nudge me up there. Didn't really get me all that much, but I had fun. I had fun with the Gunk. It's a short one. The gameplay is kind of whatever, to be honest. It's not challenging, it's not difficult, it's not intricate, it's not one that I think feels necessarily great to play, but it is a very chill experience. It is calming. It's just fun to just kind of run around in the world and suck up all of this gunk, and then when you do, like, new life springs out in the area you're in, and it's short too. So just like I spent an afternoon playing that, and it was good. It was good.
I'm pretty sure Calvin said it was like a really good like cleaning simulator kind of.
I did. Yeah, I said if you're the kind of person that likes, I don't know if I said this on Twitter, but I remember telling my girlfriend that if you like those like Dr. Pimple Popper videos, or like anything that's like those gross videos of people's bodies getting cleaned out, like whether it be like their ears or whatever, I like that stuff because it's like you see the body cleansed. It's kind of the same vibe where you're, like Kyle just said, you're cleansing the area, it becomes shiny and brand new. But yeah, if you like, what was it? Power washing simulator, definitely check out The Gunk.
If you wished Power Washing Simulator had a story, like a sci-fi story, The Gunk is for you.
This is the one.
Yeah. It was good. There's not many characters. There's not much combat. There's a few bosses. There's like one main boss, and they're not even all that difficult. It's a pretty simple game. It goes by fast, and I enjoyed it. So thank you, Game Pass, for the pleasant experience. Just good stuff with that.
I can't get those games for free. I just buy everything on discount. So I'm not like there, but like, man, I wish.
One day
on,
you'll
Sony.
get there. On top of that, don't have much to say with this one, but I've been replaying The Last of Us 2 with my girlfriend. We played through the first one last year, and then we started to jump to the second one. We made it most of the way, and it turns out we only had like one more play session to do, and we beat it this week. So she got to experience all of The Last of Us. And man, that is still one of my favorite games. I love the story in that because I dislike some of the things. Like, no game has made me feel the way I feel. It's taken something that I loved and then just like made me not like it, but in like a story way. Like it's just like I didn't, at the end there when it's making you hit the button to do certain things, I'm just like, no, I don't want to do this. I hate this. I don't want to. Why are you doing this? And it's so good. But like it's interesting to hear her thoughts on the whole thing. Like, because she just basically sat there and watched me play, so it was just like a big movie to her. Yeah. But to hear her thoughts versus like me actually playing it and be like, man, like the first time that I played through this, I hated this. Like, I didn't like it at all. But that's why I liked it. In a strange way here, and yeah, it's an interesting experience, and I think we are starting to get excited for the HBO show, which I know we will have an update with at the end of the podcast here.
Kyle, I might be heartless. I've always heard that story.
Hit the button.
I've always heard that story of people just struggling of doing that thing at the end of the game where you have to hit the button. And maybe I'm heartless. Like, it's still like a moment, but like when the game's like, yeah, hit this button to attack. Okay, you're telling me to do it. Let's do it.
The thing for me is it's not a game like Telltale or Life is Strange where it's like you get dialogue options and you have to pick which one you want and you can build your character that way. The character that I fell in love with is someone who made their own choices and did stuff like that. So when they're forcing me to do this one thing that I disagree with, like I don't want that character in that situation or doing that stuff, to force me to hit that button is just like, okay.
But it feels so good to hit the button. It feels so good to hit the button.
I know what you mean, but for me it was just tough. And then to play, I just
like games like The Last of Us 2 and stuff because like I had this conversation I think with a friend. I prefer games when they have quote unquote bad endings. Like I like when things don't resolve cleanly. I don't really like games anymore when things are like, oh yeah, we saved the day, the world is fixed and blah blah blah. Like I like older games I like when games have that like, yeah, we're done. Things are still not good. Like, oh, we lost stuff. Like I like those kind of somber, sad endings.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Yeah,
I feel like they're more memorable, or they sit with me longer.
They can be.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, there you go. That's all I've been playing this week. I'm hoping to dive back into Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, which I still haven't beaten yet, but I want to get that one done before Arceus or Arceus or whatever the hell it is
Artichoke
comes out.
Remember?
Artichoke. Legends of Artichoke.
Pokemon Artichoke.
Pokemon's Legend of Artichoke.
There you go.
And somewhere it's Legends of Avocado. I don't know.
Good stuff. Well, we will take a quick break for housekeeping, and then we will be right back and dive into the news of the week. So we will be right back. We put a lot of hard work into the shows that we make, and yes, we make multiple different shows here at the Whatnauts, and we'd love it if you would check them all out. You can find out more information on our website at thewhatnauts.com, as well as your favorite podcasting platform of choice. When you type in the Whatnauts, all of our shows will pop up right there. Just don't forget to give us a nice rating and review if you like the shows. If you want to support what we do here at the Whatnauts, patreon.com/thewhatnauts is the best place to do that. You can support us for as little as $1 a month. You can get all kinds of exclusive content at the $3 tier. You can also get a shout out and thank you on all of our shows at the $5 tier. You can support us on Twitch by subscribing to our channel at twitch.tv/thewhatnauts, and we would love to have you all join us for our live streams and talk with us in the chat. And lastly, we have merch. If you want to grab yourself a shirt or a sweatshirt or a mug or something else, go to thewhatnauts.com/store to pick up some merch today. And we are back. A big shout out to all of our Patreon supporters, especially those at the $5 tier. So thank you to Sam so much. Thank you a lot. We appreciate it. It means a lot that you have been supporting us for so long. So thank you.
I can't do it.
Yeah. You were trying to make a heart with your hands and you failed
An attempt
miserably.
was made.
I can't. It's too hard.
There you go. Cool things that we have been up to here at the Whatnauts. Just yesterday on Crossplay, or no, on the Captain's Log. We're here on Crossplay right now. We had a podcast without you. No,
a back-to-back special.
On the Captain's Log, we started planning out some of the fun things that we might do on that show this year, including last year we did a like Japanese Kit Kat taste test thing where we just ate a bunch of those weird flavors. This year we're getting astronaut food. So I think that's what we're gonna do and try a bunch of like frozen astronaut food stuff. Things that they do there. So we'll get to do that. That's going to be fun. We planned out another we planned out another fantasy draft. I think this year it's going to be the best opening TV show credits. We're gonna pick which ones we think are the best and stuff like that. So that'll be fun. I mentioned Yellow Jackets at the top of the show. I think Melissa and I will be doing a season 1 spoiler cast on that this week. So be on the lookout for that. And for the review show this week, we watched a movie called The Power of the Dog, which is now on Netflix, starring Benedict Cumberbatch. Not a movie I thought I was going to like. They kind of pull the rug out from under you at the end of this in an interesting way, and it made me like it. I don't want to spoil it. It's hard to like say much, but it is a Western. Benedict Cumberbatch is a cowboy. He's kind of an asshole the entire film, but apparently this got a 4-minute standing ovation in some film festival that they were showing it at. So that is what we watched this week for the review show. So be on the lookout for all of that stuff too. But with that, let's get on to the news. Here we are.
I could not hear that.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I still need to do this year is make sure all of our animations for that actually are timed correctly and do all of that stuff, because the ones that I have been using aren't. They were just like, oh shit, we need something here, go. So we'll be working on that. But let's see, video game news. Let's talk about some video game news. Number 1 on our list here, E3 shifts to online only events because of Omicron concerns. This is coming from Dean Takahashi over at VentureBeat, who writes, the Entertainment Software Association is shifting the Electronic Entertainment Expo to an online-only event out of concerns around the pandemic. Quote, due to the ongoing health risks surrounding COVID-19 and its potential impact on the safety of exhibitors and attendees, E3 will not be held in person in 2022, the ESA said in a statement to GamesBeat. Why did I put because I guess GamesBeat is VentureBeat's game division. That would make sense. Okay, cool, great, cool. We remain incredibly excited about the future of E3 and look forward to announcing more details coming soon. Calvin, let's start with you. Thoughts on E3 in general and it going to an all digital event again this year?
Yeah, so I'd say from an all encompassing view, like there's so many events now. I know Jeff Grubb's summer game mess kind of encompassed like, here's what's the issue is. There's so many things going on. It needs to come together. And I honestly thought that it was going to be digital this year anyways, like just because with Omicron kind of coming up, I don't, to me, it almost feels like a smaller news story to me, because I feel like this was almost like expected. I get why it's a big deal, obviously. Yeah, I get why it's a big deal and stuff, but it was a well duh kind of moment for me. But it's curious we haven't heard anybody else, like we haven't heard Xbox say anything like, oh, here's what we're doing for during that E3 period. Nintendo's going to do a direct, we know that. Sony's been kind of doing their own thing, so we don't really know, like, I guess the question everyone's asking is, what does that mean for E3, right? Does E3 continue after this? Does it not? Does it need to continue? Because there's all these other events. Jeff Keighley's doing his Summer Fest thing. And yeah, I don't know. I think the biggest thing is everything just needs to come together. Maybe not under E3, but under some umbrella, because
it needs
having
to
watch different
more
things and like, you're like, yes, consolidate is the perfect word.
Consolidate, please. That's what we need. Alan, thoughts? Does this like move the needle for you at all? Does this make you upset? Or are you like, man, gamer rage? Are you just give me E3?
It's gonna be such a fanboy complaint, but like Sony wasn't at E3 last year, and since that's where all my genres and games lie, I didn't really care about E3 last year. And even then, like, I've like, whenever I've experienced E3, I've always just watched the shows and presentations from my TV anyways. I know that's not like the digital only format, but I'm still enjoying it like from the comfort of my own home or wherever I am. So like E3 being online, it doesn't really impact me. I mean, I applaud E3, and I'm kind of glad, because apparently you called it Omicron. I've always been calling it Omicron from Futurama. Like, apparently that variant's been spreading super fast. So like, I'm glad that it's becoming digital just for the safety of all the people, because as we all know, any big event and stuff, there's always the post sickness that comes along, and that's a lot of people and a massive crowd of people to put at risk of getting sick. So it's a smart move. E3 being online doesn't matter to me. If PlayStation's not there, I care even less.
Yeah, I think they were really hoping to get back to a physical event, especially with the way E3 has been going recently, right? I think they're kind of fading out, and they know it, and this is potentially another big blow. That said, I do think the show that they put on last year was fine. It was good. Just that, it was actually good. It's just that the conferences really aren't there. Like, it was shows that I didn't necessarily care about.
And that's because whenever they have the conferences, you always have that great energy of people being on stage, seeing the crowd reaction. Like, I always remember when Shenmue 3 got announced, that one dude was just in tears. He was so excited. And it's that raw energy you see from the conference that really elevates it. And without that being online, it's still good. It just doesn't hit the same.
Right.
Yeah. Nesting Dolls in chat says digital is also accessible to more people. Digital cons is the future. Yeah, I mean, I think so. I kind of like the digital format personally, but like we've said, like the video game just needs to figure out what they're doing with it. Is it Summer Games Fest? Is it E3? Is it Games Mess? Is G4 going to be doing something? I know IGN was trying to do something. Like, there's so many things, and it's just a mess that it's just like, guys, can y'all just be friends and
we're spreading. It's really being spread too far out. There's too much going on.
Yeah, indeed. So hopefully, I mean, hopefully it works out. They say they will be announcing more details soon. Who knows exactly what that means? I know the app that they had last year was also a mess. A couple of us got in on that, and there was just nothing, and it was bad. It was real bad.
So plus, like, even with E3, like, one last thing, like, most people really just care mainly about the game announcements. So like, the in-person conference is still exciting and all of that, but like really at the end of the day, I feel like the main thing most people majority take away from E3 is just the announcements.
Yeah, basically.
So really you don't even need to see E3. Like E3 can come and go, and some people, that's why you have IGN, all those things that are like all the announcements from X showcase, and you just read that and you're all caught up.
Exactly.
So.
Let's move on then. Number 2, PSVR 2 has been announced. We all knew it was coming. We all knew that it was going to be happening pretty soon here, but they announced it with a bunch of new tech specs, a new like PSVR Horizon Forbidden Virtual whatever experience, all of that stuff. Let me switch us over to this browser here. I think hopefully this is the right one. Can we go over there? Browser? Nope, that's giving me that guy. We want
like I'm reading
internet
this, man.
browser. Yeah, I was hoping to pull up the PlayStation blog, but my computer is being funky and slow right now. Oh, don't spaz out on me now, computer. Come on.
Skimming through this, I don't see that it's cordless.
That was maybe my question. Is it cordless?
Yeah, like I don't see that in here, and if it's not cordless,
setup,
then I don't know, man.
Is what the thing said. I think my computer is starting to kick back up. I think our stream is all screwed up right now, but that's okay. We are still recording, so we will soldier on. Here, I think I finally have the right website to pull up. Here is the PlayStation blog. A couple of things that they highlight is the new visual fidelity. The PSVR 2 offers 4K HDR, 110 degree field of view, all that stuff, an OLED display. It uses a handset-based controller tracking, so that could be kind of cool. I'm not sure. Did it used to do something else on that? I'm not a big VR guy, so I don't.
So know. I don't know what all this means, but like I don't have it anymore. But my sister has it still. Like the original one, you had to always use that the PlayStation camera, and that's kind of what it would use to kind of sense your movements and stuff. So the just to read it, the headset-based controller tracking. With inside-out tracking, the PSVR 2 tracks you and your controller through integrated cameras embedded in the VR headset. Your movements and directions you look at are reflected in-game without the need for an external camera.
Yeah,
that's cool. Nice. Which is nice. It's honestly pretty nice.
Yeah,
but then also,
I think that also helps just to consolidate all the cords. You don't need an extra thing like outside of you. You just
this. Maybe this is looking too much into it, but it says without the need for an external camera, meaning you can still use one. Does that mean we're finally gonna use the PlayStation 5's camera? And if you don't, I wonder how well the tracking is gonna be with using just the headset. Because I feel like it's gonna be a thing where with the camera it's really good, but you don't need the camera. But then if you don't, it still works, but you're definitely gonna notice it's not gonna be as great. And you're gonna sit there and be like, man, I don't need a camera, but like I kind of need the camera.
I don't know. I feel like them saying there's no need for an external camera is just gonna be them being like, yeah, we're just getting rid of that one.
But then like, what's the PlayStation 5 camera literally fucking used for? Like
for streaming.
Chat with your friends.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Streaming on straight off of your PlayStation. I don't know. Strange stuff.
Honestly,
the one thing that I think is neat here. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just kidding. When I saw this, I sent this to my sister because, like I said, my sister and her husband, they have the PSVR and she loves it because they play Beat Saber all the time. Like that's what they play. But even when I sent this to her, she was excited for it. But even with this, I still recommend that if they're gonna upgrade, just to get the Quest 2, because since they mainly play Beat Saber, with the Quest you can add all those custom tracks and stuff, and you can't do that with PSVR. So like, while she's excited for this, I still feel like depending on what you're using it for, the Quest is still probably the way to go.
Probably. Here's the one thing really depends on what you're doing. Neat though. Yeah. This now has eye tracking. So with eye tracking, PSVR 2 detects the motion of your eyes. So a simple look in a specific direction can create an additional input for the game character. This allows players to interact more intuitively in new and lifelike ways, allowing for a heightened emotional response and enhanced expression that provide a new level of realism in gaming. That could be neat if they really figure that shit out. If I can just look up in a certain direction and it selects something, or they the shopkeeper is like, oh, you like my potions, like they're $50. When then I look over there, like, oh, you need a Phoenix down, buy it here. Like
I would not want to go into a
hey,
shop.
Dude, my eyes are up here. Like
I would not want to go into a shop and you look at something and you have the constant NPC going, oh, does that catch your eye? You can get that at a good sale. Will you shut up? I'm just trying to look.
I mean, he might say it every once in a while. He doesn't need to say it all the time, right? Or if you're checking him out, be sitting there like, no, I'm not for sale, but all of these things are.
I mean, I'll be okay. I'll be okay with it I'll only be okay with that if I'm playing Resident Evil 4 VR and I look at an item in the shop and the guy goes, what are you buying? Every time I'll be like, all right, I'm going to look at everything.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, or just like, because I know they had the like Tony Stark VR experience thing, and just to have that like heads up display and you can like look at things and select it that way. It's just that's going to be fucking neat if they can really lock that down and make it work there. So good stuff.
Which is very exciting.
That.
Yeah.
I still don't think I'll buy a PSVR 2, but it's still like I'm really curious to see like it in action.
Yeah. I already have a Quest. I got it for free, so
it doesn't matter to you.
There you go. Lucky you. See, I'm just not into VR yet. I don't think it's gotten to a point where I like want to invest yet.
Yeah.
But we're getting there. Getting there soon. So
Metaverse the future.
I just feel like outside of Beat Saber, for me, it's not worth owning a VR. Like Beat Saber is like the one thing, but like that's one game. That's a big investment for like one game.
Right.
Yeah.
So
good stuff. Well, let's move on to number 3 here. Take-Two buys Zynga for $12.7 billion enterprise value. This one is also coming from Dean Takahashi over at VentureBeat. The stuff that I pulled from this one is kind of jumping around in what he wrote, but he writes, Take-Two, the maker of Rockstar Games' Grand Theft Auto games, is buying mobile social game publisher Zynga for an enterprise value of $12.7 billion. The move will trigger a big consolidation in gaming, combining Take-Two's success in hardcore video games with its Rockstar Games label and San Francisco-based Zynga's strong position in mobile social games, such as Words with Friends, Zynga Poker, and Empires and Puzzles. Take-Two said the deal will enable it to take more of its intellectual properties to the mobile game market. Alan, thoughts on this?
I really don't have any. I mean, I'm not a big fan of mobile games. So like Zynga doesn't really do a whole lot for me. Like I'm kind of curious. I mean, Amy's more of a mobile gamer than I am, so I'm
sure
kind of more excited for her. But there's just something about playing mobile games I just don't.
What about Take-Two's catalog? Like, I think we're slowly starting to go into a place where cloud gaming is a thing, where mobile devices can be used to play console games and stuff. Like, do you think you would find yourself in a situation where you're wanting to play a more console experience on your phone, on the go?
I mean, probably not. Like it's still pretty cool. Like I do like the whole xCloud where people can actually like have like the backbone and actually play games on their phone, like with that backbone and stuff. Like that's always cool to me. But like the only real places I go outside of my house is like I go to work and sometimes I go to a friend's house. But like if I'm at a friend's house, we're playing games on their thing, and I can't really play games at work. Like I'm not really gonna like invest in a backbone and all those things to like play even like a Grand Theft Auto style of game, or even like something like a console style experience on my phone on like a 30-minute break. Like that's just, I really just use my phone to like look up stuff or like watch YouTube videos. So
Sure. Yeah.
it doesn't appeal to me, but I mean, it'd be kind of cool because Amy's on her phone a lot. So I know it'd probably be pretty cool if like she wanted to play a console game, but like I'm doing the podcast, or if like I have friends over, she can actually play. So like she can play like a console game just from her phone. Like that would be great for her, because that would make games more accessible to even her, which would be great.
Yeah. Good stuff. Calvin, thoughts?
So the first thing I think that stood out to me is that Take-Two has more than just GTA. I know it calls out GTA. It's probably the easiest name people can gravitate towards, but I just pulled up Take-Two franchises. There's 46 in total. We're not going to list them all off, but some standout ones: Borderlands, Civilization, Dora the Explorer. But you got MLB 2K.
Wait to play Dora the Explorer on my phone.
Things you have a bunch of WWE games, XCOM. So there's quite a few BioShocks in there as well. There's quite a few franchises they can pull from. Obviously, they have GTA games on mobile already, so those probably wouldn't come. My concern would be, do they take these games and do they make shitty mobile games out of them? Okay, you're playing BioShock, but you're having to control I forget the name of the undersea town, but you're having to control the undersea town, and you're doing the Rapture. You're having to control Rapture, and you're clicking on it to get gold coming back every hour, and you're putting big daddies in places to scare off people so you can make more gold or something. Like, I mean, something like that could be cool if it was done correctly, but if it is like mobile cash cow, quick grab, like that's what concerns me. I think what's interesting though is that Take-Two and Zynga, I believe, are both publicly traded companies. Take-Two's stock went down when this news was up. Zynga's went up.
Interesting.
Oh.
So because people thought that this was a bad investment for Take-Two, but for Zynga, it's good because they're getting bought out, which shows that they have value.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is kind of fascinating. Yeah, I think we will probably see some like BioShock mobile game, not that necessarily exactly, but yeah, we will see some of their IP being brought to mobile experiences in the sense that they make a brand new game. I also think this is a way for them to bring the full thing of like, hey, you guys have the publishing and the know-how of what works in the mobile space. How can we make our IP, our catalog, our portfolio work in that same space? And I think they have a lot to learn from one another, because I think this is a direction that gaming is going in general. Just like always on the go. You always have your device, your phone, your this, your that. And yeah, I mean, there will be some of it that is not for me, because I think I agree with you, Alan, that I kind of want to just be at home when I play my games and use my big TV. But I know that that's not always an option for everyone. So
yeah, it's the same reason why, like for me, the Switch is like play wherever you go. Like that's why that commercial tagline doesn't work for me, because again, we've had the Switch since launch day, and I only ever play it at home.
Alan, ain't going nowhere. Staying right here. Indeed. Good stuff. Well, yeah, we'll have to see what comes of that down the road. What happens with Zynga?
Bazinga.
Grade.
That's the first thing I thought of when you said Zynga. I immediately heard the Bazinga in my head.
There you go. Moving on to number 4, Halo Infinite Store is getting some changes starting this week, on Tuesday to be exact, which is when this podcast will be live. Let's see. We're pulling up some tweets here from Jerry Hook, who is the head of design at 343, and he is tweeting out, "We've been monitoring the discussions on the shop, bundles, and pricing closely since launch. Using data and community feedback, we're going to begin rolling out changes to how we package and price items in the Halo Infinite, And it all starts next week. Starting Tuesday, the shop experience will vary week to week. We are focused on reducing pricing across the board, providing stronger values in our bundles, starting to put individual items outside of bundles, and more. We will be trying new things throughout the rest of the season so that we can continue to learn and improve for the future. Please keep the feedback coming during this process, and I hope to see you all next week for the Cyber Showdown event. Calvin, have you been playing a lot of Halo Infinite's multiplayer?
Yes, I am a huge Halo fan. I have been since 2004 when the second one came out. I got the first one the summer, and then after that summer, it was November 9th, I believe was what it was. Halo 2 came out. It was a great day for the world. But I've been a Halo fan since, and I've been playing a shit ton of Halo. My friends we're going deep in the paint. We're getting competitive. We're getting sweaty, kicking ass, taking names, getting the dubs. But a lot of people, including a lot of my friends, have not been happy with the shop just because we don't play Fortnite or Apex. But when we look at the comparison of how they run their battle pass, how they sell their skins, how that's all being monetized, it's a lot more consumer friendly. Whereas Halo, it's like, oh, here's this really cool like skin, and then here's like basically it copied onto your weapon, it copied onto your vehicle. So you're basically buying the same thing 4 times for like $20. And the real kick in the knees is some of these armors were ones that were previously available through unlock in past games. You just had to maybe hit a certain level, maybe do a certain achievement in the campaign or in multiplayer, and now you have to buy them. And it's been frustrating. But I think the good thing about 343 is that they are listening, they are making changes. I know they just did a hot fix for the big team battle mode. Basically, there's an issue that you would not spawn in when you queued up with friends, you would not be in that same squad of 4. You might be like 3 out of 4 or 2 out of 4, but like you'd be with some randos. You still be on the same team. You just wouldn't be with your squad. But they're like, hey, we know this was an issue. We fixed it. So clearly 343 is listening. And I'm very excited to see like what those updates mean. Are those $20 amounts going to 10? Are they going to 15? Like, what does that price reduction look like? And, I really can't wait to see what this game looks like after season 1, just because I know they had to launch it, put what they had out, and season 2 they're gonna really rework the kinks into a better experience, I think, for players.
Cool. Yeah, I haven't dived into the multiplayer yet, but I have Halo downloaded on my Xbox. I played through the campaign. I liked it well enough. I am excited to like keep going back in, and when co-op is finally a thing. Like I'm more of that single like story player, story mode. But yeah, so I'm glad to have you on the show this week to help explain this, because from everything we know with Halo's kind of trajectory over the past decade, like 343 kind of has their back to the wall. It feels like they really need to make this special. And I hope they get on this fast and can make it worth people's while. So.
Well, as a person who has played the Halo Infinite multiplayer with my friend Lissa once with bots to learn how to play, and
so you're an expert. Okay, cool.
And played one multiplayer match with a bunch of people who were destroying us because Lissa was struggling that day, and I'm obviously a complete noob. I obviously know how the Halo shop is, so I can elaborate that it needs improvement. So
there you go. So with your expertise, Alan, would you say these bundles should they be broken up into should there be more skins on the shop? Should we see more skin from Master Chief? Should he be running around the game naked?
I can't give you too much of an input on that one. All I can say is when I was scrolling through the shop, I saw a really sick looking dark blue armor that was locked. Lissa told me I couldn't get that one because it's locked. I got upset, said that's fine, I don't want it. And honestly, we need to they should put in an armor sort of kind of like Marvel Spider-Man, where Peter's just in the mask and the underwear. Just Master Chief in his, I assume, camo underwear and just the helmet. I mean, I'm assuming because Master Chief's normally green. I assume he rocks the camo underwear.
I would assume too.
I can't confirm this, but I have a really good hunch that's what he wears.
I mean, did you read the books, Alan? Because that's part of the lore.
Oh no! Well, I mean,
it's not, but.
Well, actually, in Hunt the Truth, Season 1, Episode 5, he goes into...
Well, actually, Calvin, you look like a fool because in the Chapter 2 of the lore book, you find out that Master Chief actually wears camo socks, too.
Oh.
Just saying.
There you go. Nesting Dolls saying, Master Chief Booba's going to steal my views on Twitch.
That's true. That's true. That's been confirmed. That's a scientific fact.
It's the booba and the bulge actually that's gonna steal the views from everybody.
There you go. Oh well. But yeah. So in all seriousness, is this their first time addressing the store? Have they been doing smaller fixes to this stuff? Do you know? Have you been following the store that closely?
I have. This is the first time they've said hey, here's actual changes coming. It's been, we've heard your feedback, we're listening, that kind of thing. It hasn't been directly, here are changes coming to the store. Here's a game plan of when to expect this kind of thing. This is the first concrete feedback.
Good stuff. Good for 343. Hopefully it works out. Because they need all the wins they can get with Halo. I mean, to be honest, I think they're on to something, right? They're getting there, especially once they start thinking about DLC and expansions and stuff like that. This game, I think, has some legs underneath it that they can do some stuff with. But yeah, I think especially the way they treat multiplayer and the store and just the economy and how they keep people coming back and how transparent they are with all that stuff will make it or break it. So
yeah,
there you go. That's kind of all the big news for this week. That's video games. The videos have been gamed. So we are gonna go on to our new and notable section.
All right. So we got a small little list here. First up, we've got Nobody Saves the World that releases for the Series X, S, and the One and PC on January 18th. I actually learned this yesterday morning, but River City Girls comes out for the PlayStation 5 on January 18th. So I guess I get
this
to play
one
the game
specifically
again.
for you. Yeah.
I get to play it again. After that, Rainbow Six Extraction comes out for pretty much everything, even Stadia. So it's on everything except the Switch. January 20th. Well, and it's not coming out for, older, not coming out for the SNES. Windjammers 2 comes out for PlayStation 5, 4, same thing. Everything except for the Switch on January 20th.
That one actually is out on the Switch. Windjammers 2 will be on the Switch.
Oh. Kirby and the Forgotten Land finally got a release date of March 25th. What is it? Hey. The Kirby Mario Odyssey game that's what my friend told me.
Yeah.
Man. And last up, Stalker 2, The Heart of Chernobyl, got delayed to December 8th. Man, that's a long time from now. That's almost the entire year.
When is that supposed to come out originally? Was it next month or something? Was it pretty close? Or?
I think it was closer. I know they did have the whole thing with the NFTs that they were gonna do, and then they walked it back when everyone was like, "Hell no, we don't want that." I don't know 28th. If that April 28th. Yeah, so that is
I just saw
right
that.
Down the road here. But yeah, I don't know if the NFT thing, them taking that out of the game, had anything to do with this. I don't know. I don't think so, but we'll see. Who knows? But yeah, there you go. Games coming out. January is usually slow, but I think the one to be excited about is Rainbow Six Extraction, especially since that's going to be on Game Pass day one too. So,
yep.
Which will.
So that was all of the new and notable game. So like usual, doing new and notable is now old and noted.
There we go. Since Gino and Ignacio are not here, Calvin, you're going to be taking over our lightning round. So let's go straight into that one. Take it away, Calvin.
All right. So we have, is it Storm or Stormy Reed? Storm Reed? Storm Reed, who is previously known on the shows like Euphoria, which I haven't seen, has been cast as Riley in HBO's The Last of Us show. Now, someone correct me. Was Riley in the DLC for Last of Us, or was she in the main story? It's been a while since I played.
I believe Riley was in the DLC. She was the was the friend and love interest of Ellie.
Right. So that's cool that they're pulling in DLC characters for the show. We also have an unfortunate one. Football legend John Madden passed away at the end of 2021. He was 85 years old when he passed. The namesake of the Madden games. I'm not a Madden fan, but it's a name that you know. So
I actually did not know that name. I did not know that.
Really?
I did not.
John Madden was a real person.
All football games were just named
I did not know that the series was named after a guy named John Madden. Like, I don't know anything sports, so I had no idea.
Yeah, he was pretty prominent in the football world, so they're like, hey, video games. And the last one, I'm actually going to make a correction to. It says Ubisoft is coming to Game Pass. That's actually not correct. Ubisoft Plus is coming to Xbox, but it is not on Game Pass. I know we talked about Rainbow Six Extraction coming to Game Pass day one, but there is speculation that because Rainbow Six is coming to Game Pass, Ubisoft Plus could come later. Ubisoft did put out a statement saying they were like, we're putting Ubisoft Plus on Xbox, so you can still access everything if you pay a separate sub, but it's not bundled like EA Play. Maybe later. Maybe later, but not now.
Gotcha. Well, thank you for the correction then. But it looks like they are hoping to bring more Ubisoft games to Xbox Game Pass. But they're kicking things off with Rainbow Six Extraction. Are you guys interested in that one at all?
I am. I haven't played Rainbow Six Siege. I know it takes the operators from that game and puts you in a PvE environment, but it's on Game Pass, and I have a couple of friends that played Siege, so I think I'm going to check it out just to see what it's all about.
Yeah, it's not necessarily my style of game, but again, on Game Pass, so it's just like, who knows? Maybe I will. 1 week I'll just be like, you know what? Why not? Rainbow Six, let's go.
I've actually like suddenly fallen off Ubisoft games. A lot of their open world games. I mean, I'm not big into like the shooter games of Ubisoft anyways, but like their open world games I used to play, but they're too samey for me anymore. Like I still never played Immortals Phoenix Rising because I was like, just another open world game. I was like, I can't.
Understandable. That's A-okay. Well, that kind of wraps us up for everything for this podcast. So there you go. The first normal show of 2022. Thank you to Calvin for joining us on the show, coming in clutch with all that Halo news there. That Halo,
it was a really good
sweet Halo lore about what kind of underwear Master Chief wears.
Sometimes I boot up Discord and I see Calvin's on, and what does it say underneath his name? Playing Halo Infinite.
There you go. Good stuff. Well, we like to end the show by asking what we are excited for coming up. So this week, Calvin, what are you excited for? What do you hope? Like, what games are you hoping to dive back into? Is there something else outside of gaming that you're excited about? What are you looking forward to this next week?
Definitely looking forward to more Yakuza, and looking forward to putting out hopefully more TikToks if there's more news stories. That's really what it depends on. But that's what I'm looking forward to for this week.
A little slow.
Yeah.
Normally, yeah. So, good stuff there. Alan, what are you excited about?
Well, I'm actually excited to start playing, as I mentioned at the beginning, Inspector Waffles, to make a video of my thoughts on that game. And even despite playing some easy platinums, I've been finishing a lot of my backlog, so I hopefully can keep making a dent in that. And granted, it's slow but steady, but I am closing that gap in my trophy level to Greg.
Oh, okay. Well, like you said, the long way is Alan's way, or whatever the hell you said.
I'm not in on this. I don't want that smoke from Greg Miller. I saw what happened to Gino. Nope.
It's the long road. And again, I've played some easy platinums. My friend got them for me. They were free. You gotta play them. Again, like I don't know why Greg doesn't play mobile games. He's paying to win.
I'm not about that life. Anyways, I am excited to finally get to see this finale for Yellow Jackets. That's pretty cool. Like I mentioned, also excited to finish Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, because I'm looking forward to Pokemon Avocado, or whatever the hell it's called. That's going to be a fun one.
I actually fact check it. It's Pokemon Aphrodisiac.
Okay.
I don't think that's rated E for everyone. It's a different website you're on, Alan.
Rated E for explicit.
That might be a different website.
Oh, okay.
Man, yeah, and then what else was I excited about? So since I do have the brand new Xbox, I downloaded Hades again. I was playing that on my PC, but my save doesn't transfer since I had that on the Epic store. So I started from scratch, and I think just throughout the year I might just do a run here, a run there, play it the whole year. So you look like you're about to say something, Alan.
I actually just remembered a fun fact I learned yesterday too. My friend taught me that if you booted up a game on PlayStation and the trophy list went into your list, but you didn't earn a single trophy in it, you can actually delete it from your list.
Okay, there you go. So would that help you in your extended race against? No? Okay.
You only told me that because Amy booted up Death Stranding and Skyrim on my account, so the trophy list popped up, but she plays it on hers. Okay. So she and I hated seeing the 0% on mine, so I deleted it, and now my list just reads straight 100s, and I'm like, yeah.
Ballin' again. There you go. Cool. Good stuff. Calvin, where can the people find you on the internet?
Pretty much at Amaze Hobbs on anything. Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok. I'm everywhere and anywhere. At Amaze Hobbs is where you will find me.
There you go. And Alan, where can they find you?
You can find me making random tweets or replies to people at Twitter at Alan Busby, and I guess keep an eye on the YouTube channel for when I make the occasional video of talking about a game that I played at youtube.com/landdonut. There's 2 Ds. I made that name a long time ago, so I can't change it. So
there you go.
It would be something different, but it's not.
Good stuff. If you guys want to follow me, I'm at Yo Kyle Springer on Twitter. If you guys want to stay up to date with all of the stuff that we are doing here at the Whatnauts, we are at the Whatnauts on Twitter. So please go like, share, subscribe. You guys know the deal with that. We're on pretty much everything, kind of, including like Bumble and Game Pass and all that stuff. That's where you can find us. So go do all of that. Alan is messing with his hair. I don't understand what he's
I think it's
doing
a fashion
here.
Experiment.
Yeah. Look, it's a phase.
Taking my glasses off really fucked up my vision. Like all of a sudden it was like normally, oh hey, how's it going? Take glasses off.
Oh wow. You guys can also find us on TikTok at the Whatnauts, where we're starting to put up some stuff. So go follow us there as well. But yeah. This has been number 102 of Crossplay, and you have been played. Bye, guys.
I thought Gino said it was cross. Bye.
That's his thing. I'm doing my own thing. He's not here. He's dead. He got mauled by porcupines. So, oh well.